He is going to every nook and corner to give his mercy. He is not leaving any space. In Delhi alone, we would be doing more than hundreds of Yatra. 100 is still a small number. Our Gurgaon temple alone has done more than 25 Rath Yatra. Bashapur. Amazing. I mean, Lord Jagannath's mercy this year is overflowing everywhere, especially in Delhi NCR. So to continue that, I will, for a Rath Yatra festive mood, we will hear from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ravindra Prabhu will come late because of the Rath Yatra. He will come after the Rath Yatra is over. Dayashil, what happened to you? Why you have switched off your video? Yeah? क्या हो गया भैया तुम?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here, Prabhuji. Actually, I want to join from the laptop. So, yes, Prabhuji.
So first join and then delete from here. Okay. Okay. So you will present on Thursday, Purushottam. You prepare for Thursday. You have 3 days. That is sufficient. And Dayashil, Haribol, here, Baba.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You will present on Friday.
Prabhuji.
And Manini Mataji, you will present on Monday without any excuse. आपने नया मकान लिया था ताकि आपकी भक्ति सुधरे, आप तो सुनना ही बंद कर दी। कम से कम पुराने पे सुन तो रही थी।
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। थोड़ा सेट होने में टाइम लगा प्रभु जी।
अरे कितना बड़ा महल लिया है कि आप उसको सेट कर रही है?
मेंटली नहीं हो पा रहा था प्रभु।
जितना कम सामान रखोगे उतना सुखी रहो। जयो जयो श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। श्रीजियात कृष्ण चैतन्य श्री रथाग्रे नानार्थयः येनासीत् जगतं चित्रं जगन्नाथो अपि विस्मिता। May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who danced in front of the car of Sri Jagannath, be all glorified. By seeing his dancing, not only was the whole universe held in wonder, but Lord Jagannath himself became very much astonished. Jayo Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्रोता गण सुना करी एक मना रथ यात्राय नित्य प्रभुरा परमा मोहना। Please hear how you have to hear. All glories to the listeners of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please hear the description of the dancing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Rath Yatra festival. His dancing is very enchanting. Please hear it with great attention. और दिन महाप्रभु होए सावधान रात्रि उठे गण संगे कैला प्रातः स्नान। So this is when Rath Yatra days come, the day of Rath Yatra. So that day, Mahaprabhu is savadhan, he is alert, he is very careful. And what he does? Ratri uthe. He woke up in midnight. And Gana Sange. Gana Sange is his Gana, his Parshads, his associates. He took very early bath when it was night. Why? To go and see the Lord Jagannath. This is Utkanthaha. Utkanthaha. Pandu Vijay देखी बारे करी लगमन जगन्नाथ यात्रा कैला छाड़ी सिंहासन। आपनी प्रताप रुद्रा लाए पात्र गना महाप्रभुरा गना कराए विजय दर्शना। King Pratap Rudra in person as well as his entourage. His entourage is all ministers and his bodyguards, all of them, allowed the Pandu Vijay ceremony to be seen by all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we went there, we saw this Pandu Vijay. अद्वैत निताय आदि संगे भक्त गण सुखे महाप्रभु देखे ईश्वर गमन बलिष्ठ दयिता गण येन मत्ता हैति जगन्नाथ विजय कराय करी हाथ हाथी. Very beautiful here. The very strong willed Daita, Balishta Daita Gana, carriers of Jagannath deity, were as powerful as drunken elephants. Yena matta hati. Hati is very big, very strong, very powerful. And what kind of hati? Matta hati, that hati which has drunk, which is drunk. And they manually carried Lord Jagannath from throne to the car. Not only these Daitas are drunk, but Lord Jagannath is also drunk. Have you seen Lord Jagannath coming out? You have seen? It takes hours and hours and hours. It starts at 7 or 8 in the morning, and to come out from this temple, from Sri Mandir to board the chariot, it takes at least 8 hours. Why? Because he is intoxicated. He is intoxicated by the love of his devotees. Prabhupada gives the purport. The word Daita refers to one who has received the mercy of the Lord. What is the other example of Daita? Where do we see this word Daita? Jaldi bolo. You all should be knowing. Yes, Ramya. हमारी बत्ती जल जाती है, सबकी जलती ही नहीं है. बोलो.
शिला भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर जी का नाम था शिला विश्वभानवी देवी दैत दास.
Very good, very good, excellent answer. Shri Vasubhanvi Devi Daitadas. There is one more, very beautiful. Bolo, jaldi bolo. Not you, others. Bolo Priyanka, jaldi.
कृष्ण प्रभु जी that song Radhe Jai Jai Madhav.
Yes, Radhe Jai Jai Madhav Daita. Daita means beloved. Beloved means one who has received the mercy and love of the Lord. Lord Jagannath has a number of stalwart servants known as the Daitas. These servants do not come from very high caste families, Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya. This is very unique of Lord Jagannath. Today I have made the full acronym of Lord Jagannath. Next year I will explain. I am explaining only one aspect, what we are discussing right now. That Lord Jagannath is so merciful that he gives absolute accessibility. Not only that Brahmanas can serve, even those who are scheduled or those who are even lower than the scheduled tribes or caste, like here, Daita. The servants do not come from very high caste families, Brahman, Kshatriya or Vaishya. So where are they from? Shudras, known as Daitayas. These servants of Lord Jagannath take care of the Lord from the day of Snan Yatra up to the time of the Lord is carried to the throne of Ratha car. So for all this, till the time Lord comes on the Ratha and the day he stops giving his darshan. So Lord Jagannath is in the care of these Daitapatis. In the Kshetra Mahatmya, these Daitas are said to come from the Sabaras. Who is the head of the Sabaras? दयाशील जल्दी बोलो, नहीं तो नंबर कटेंगे तुम्हारे. तुम क्या उड़िया हो जगन्नाथ जी के सेवक. जल्दी बोलो.
विद्यापति.
विद्यापति इस दैता, एक थप्पड़ लगेगा. हाँ, विद्यापति कौन है मालूम नहीं है?
वो मिनिस्टर है उसका.
फिर वो ब्राह्मण है. वो ब्राह्मण है या सबारा है? तुमको यही नहीं पता सबारा कौन है. बोलो पुरुषोत्तम, जगन्नाथ जी की सेवा करते हो.
नहीं पता प्रभु.
बहुत बुरा हाल है. और कौन बताएगा? माननी माता जी तो बता ही देंगी. बोलिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, जो नील माधव का ये
नाम बताओ ना, नाम बताओ.
हाँ, नाम याद नहीं आ रहा प्रभु जी, वो
सही है।
विद्यापति के ससुर थे प्रभु जी।
हाँ, ये तो सही है। विश्व वसु।
हाँ,
विश्व वसु। आकाश दैट कीप्स एंड सेल्फ पीक्स। देखो क्या है, प्रभुपाद जी लिख रहे हैं, Sabaras means आकाश that keeps and self peak. When I used to stay in Varanasi, they were called khatik. Khatik. Those who sell pigs. Those who eat and sell pigs. Pig is the most dirtiest and the most ugliest of animal. Huh? And one who is eating a pig eater, he is even much lower than the dog eater. So that means the most abominable tribe or the most abominable person, still he gets opportunity to serve Jagannath directly, without any discrimination. However, among the Daityas, there are also many who come from the Brahmana caste. Those Daitas coming from the Brahmana families are called Daitapatis, or leader of the Daitas. The Daitapatis offer food such as sweet meats to Lord Jagannath during the Anavasar, the resting period after Snan Yatra. They also make the early morning offering of sweet meats daily. It is said that during the Anavasar, Lord Jagannath suffers from fever, and the Daitapatis offer them an infusion of drugs represented by fruit juice. It is said that in the beginning, Lord Jagannath was worshipped by the Sabaras and was known as the deity Neelamat. Later, when the deity was established in the temple, the Lord became known as Jagannath. Because the deities were taken from the Sabaras, all the Sabaras devotees were elevated to the position of Daitas. Kataka Daita Kare Skanda Alambana Kataka Daita Dhare Shri Padma Charana. While carrying the deity of Lord Jagannath, some of the Daitas took hold of the shoulders of Lord Jagannath, and some caught his lotus feet. Kati tate badha dridha sthule patta dori dui dike daita ghana uthaye taha dhari. So Lord Jagannath deity was bound at the waist by a strong, thick rope made of silk. From two sides, the Daitas caught hold of this rope and raised the deity. This is how they move the deity forward. They will have this patta dori, a very thick rope made of silken cloths, and they will tie it on his waist, and then they will pull the rope so the deity can come ahead. उच्च दृढ़ तुली सभा पति स्थाने स्थाने एक तुली हाइते द्वारा और तुली ते आने. Strong puffed up cotton pads called tulis were spread from the throne to the car. So जब भगवान जगन्नाथ, when he is taken out, so what they do, these are these very big pillows which is stuffed with cotton, and they keep the pillows on the ground and they place Lord Jagannath from one pillow to the other pillow. So strong puffed up cotton pads called tulis were spread out from throne to the car, and the heavy deity of Lord Jagannath was carried from one pillow like pad to the next by the Daitas. Prabhu pada ghate tuli hoye khanda khanda tula sabha udi aya shabd hoye prachanda. But the weight of the deity is so enormous that as they would place the deity on top of that pillow, the pads will burst with the weight. They cannot take the weight. While the Detas carried the heavy Jagannath deity from one pad to the next, some of the pads broke and the cotton content floated into the air. When they broke, they made a heavy cracking sound. As soon as they would drag the deity and lift him from one cotton pad to another cotton pad. And when the deity would be placed on the cotton pad, it was so much weight and so much force that the cotton pad burst open. And the cotton was spread in the entire environment. विश्वंभर जगन्नाथ के चलाइते पारे आपन इच्छाए चले करिते विहारे. Lord Jagannath is the maintainer of the whole universe. Who can carry him from one place to another? The Lord moves by his personal will just to perform his pastimes. Mahaprabhu Manima करे ध्वनि नाना वाद्य कोलाहले किछु ना सुनी. While the Lord was transported from the throne to the car, tumultuous sounds were made on various musical instruments. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting Manima Manima, but he could not be heard. The word Manima is used to address a respectable person in Odisha. Lord Jagannath was being respectfully addressed by Sri Chaitanya in this way. Do you use this word? हाँ, आप लोग यूज करते हैं? मैंने तो कभी किसी को आप लोगों को बोलते हुए सुना नहीं. प्रभुपाद जी को या गुरु महाराज को किसी को भी नहीं यूज कर. तो किसके लिए यूज करते हो भाई मनीमा? महाप्रभु उड़िया बोल रहे हैं उधर. हाँ, तबे प्रताप रुद्र करे आपन सेवन सुवर्ण मार्जनी लाए करे पाद समर्जन. While the Lord was being carried from the throne to the car, King Pratap Rudra personally engaged in the Lord's service by cleansing the road with a broom that had a golden handle. What seva is this? I have given the name noble seva, noble service. The highest of the person with the highest authority, he comes and does the most menial service. The king becomes a street sweeper. This is the glory of Lord Jagannath. The king feels very proud even to become sweeper of Lord Jagannath. Chandana jalete kare patha nishchaya निशीचने तुच्छ सेवा करे वासी राजा सिंहासने. The king not only he does the jharu seva, the king sprinkled the road with sandalwood scented water. Although he was the owner of the royal throne, he engaged in menial service for the sake of Lord Jagannath. उत्तम होए राजा करे तुच्छ सेवन अतेब जगन्नाथेरा कृपारा भजना. Although the king was the most exalted, respectable person, still he accepted menial service for the Lord. He therefore became a suitable candidate for receiving the Lord's mercy. Mahaprabhura Shukla Pailas Saseva Dikhite Mahaprabhura Kripa Hoila Saseva Hite. Upon seeing the king engaged in such menial service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. Simply by rendering this service, the king received the mercy of the Lord. Unless one receives the mercy of the Lord, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead or engage in his devotional service. Tatha pite dev padambujadavya prasad leshanugrihit evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimano nachanya eko apichiram vichinman. This is Brahmaji's prayer. A devotee who has received even a small fraction of the mercy of the Lord can understand him. Although many engage in theoretical speculation to understand the Lord, but they cannot know anything about him. Although Maharaj Pratap Rudra was very eager to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord refused to see him. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became eligible to receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, If a devotee accepts Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the universal Guru and Lord Jagannath as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he is benefited by the combined mercy of Guru and Krishna. This is stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his instruction to Rup Goswami. It is in Madhya Lila 19.151. ब्रह्मांड भ्रमित कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज. The seed of devotional service fructifies and becomes a transcendental creeper. Finally, it reaches the lotus feet of the Lord in the spiritual life. This seed is obtained by the mercy of the Lord and the Guru. By the Lord's mercy, one gets the association of a bona fide Guru. And by the mercy of the Guru, one gets a chance to render devotional service. Devotional service, the science of Bhakti Yoga, carries one from this material world to the spiritual world. रथे रे साजनी देखा लोके चमत्कार नव हेम मया रथा सुमेरु आकार. Everyone was astonished to see the decorations on the Rath car. The car appeared to be newly made of gold, and it was as high as a Mount Sumeru. Prabhupada is quoting, in the year 1973, there was the Georgia's Yatra festival in London, England, and the car was brought to Trafalgar Square. The London daily newspaper, The Guardian, published the London daily newspaper, The Guardian, published a front page photo caption, ISKCON Yatra is rival to the Nelson column in the Trafalgar Square. The Nelson column is very impressive state of Lord Nelson and can be seen from a good distance. Just as the resident of Puri compared the Rath Yatra car to Mount Sumeru, the residents of London considered the car arrival to the Nelson moment. शता शता सुचामर दर्पणे उज्ज्वले उपरे पताका शोभे चंदोए निर्मले. The decoration included bright mirrors and hundreds of charmers. On top of the car were a neat and clean canopy and a very beautiful flag. भागर किंकनी बाजे घंटार कविनीतः नाना चित्र पट्टा वस्त्रे विभूषिता. The car was also decorated with silken cloth and various pictures. Many brass bells, gongs, and ankle bells rang out. लीला चढ़ीला ईश्वर रथे रहु पर और दुही रथे चढ़े सुभद्रा हलधर. For the pastimes of Rath Yatra ceremony, Lord Jagannath got aboard one car, and his sister Subhadra and elder brother Balram got aboarded other two cars. पंचदशा दिने ईश्वर महालक्ष्मी लाया. तार संग कीड़ा खैला निवृत्ते वशिया. After 15 days, when the period is over, when he gets the treatment and he becomes healthy. For 15 days of the Lord remained in a secluded places. With supreme goddess of fortune and had performed his pastime with her. The 15 days period of Anabasar is also called Nivritta. Is it a Odia word? Nivrit? You know Nivrit or not? Is it Odia word or Sanskrit?
कृष्ण प्रभु जी एक्चुअली जो लिटरली जो साहित्यिक भाषा में निवृत्त वर्ड यूज किया जाता है.
Okay. I am actually getting too much sleep. Unable to concentrate. So this is Lord Jagannath took permission from Lakshmi Devi to leave. तहारे सम्मति लाए भक्त सुखे दीते रथ चढ़ी बाहर हैला विहारे करीते. This is the primary reason why mount on the chariot. That bhakte sukha dite. Having taken permission of the goddess of fortune, the Lord came to ride on the Ratha car and perform his pastimes for the pleasure of his devotees. सूक्ष्म श्वेत बहुपथे पुली नेरा समा दुई देखे तो सब ये वृंदावन. The fine white sand spread all over the path resembled the bank of the Yamuna, and the small gardens on both sides looked just like those in Vrindavan. रथ चढ़ी जगन्नाथ करीला गमन दुई पार्श्वे देखी चले आनंदित मन. As Lord Jagannath rode in his car and he saw the beauty on both sides, his mind was filled with pleasure. गौड़ सब रथ थाने करी आनंद शने शीघ्र चले रथा शने चले मंदा. The pullers of the cart were known as the Gaudas, and they pulled with great pleasure. However, the car sometimes went very fast and sometimes very slow. शने स्थिर होए रहे तानी लेना ना चले ईश्वर इच्छा चले ना चले करो भले. Sometimes the car would stand and not move, even though it was being pulled by very rigorous. Sometimes the car would stand and still not move. Why? To hear the Kirtan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though it was pulled very rigorously, the chariot therefore moved by the will of the Lord and not by the strength of an ordinary person. तबे महाप्रभु सदा लाए भक्त गना स्वहस्ते पराइला सबे माल्य चंदना. As the car stood still, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gathered all his devotees and with his own hand decorated them with a flower garland and sandalwood pulp. परमानंद पुरी और भारती ब्रह्मानंद श्री हस्ते चंदन पाए पड़िला आनंद. Okay, I am stopping here, but we will continue tomorrow. Anyone wants wants to say something on the Yatra? You have something to share, speak. कुछ नहीं है किसी के कुछ मिलने के लिए.
Prabhuji, here we saw that it is written that the king, though he was a great person, but because he served, he did the menial servant, so he was eligible for the mercy of the Lord.
Yes.
So one who is who can accept the menial servant, actually he is eligible for to get the mercy of the Lord, Prabhuji.
It is not so. Then only the sweeper will receive the mercy. Huh? We have so many employees, and out of the employees, we have at least 30 sweepers in temple. Is he doing the menial service, then he will receive the mercy of the Lord. Pujaris will not receive it. Brahmana Dikshit will not receive it.
No, not like that, Prabhuji, but
Then what is the criteria?
humility, Prabhuji, humility. Humbleness, Prabhuji, humbleness. One should not think that he is great, but he should do the whatever service is.
One should accept that Lord Jagannath is great. And any service who please the Lord is great opportunity. And the king was very keen. That is how he got the opportunity to serve Lord Jagannath. Okay? Okay, I'm closing today. You just put the verse number, Pradeep. And tomorrow can we have class from 8 so that we can cover more? It's a very big pastime. I won't be able to cover in 2 days. There would be at least 300 verses here in this chapter. No, it is not so big. 209. But still, we were able to do only 30. Just 30. बोलो कल से 8:15 करते हैं प्रदीप. We will start at 8:15. Is that okay? हरे कृष्णा. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय. श्री रथ यात्रा महामहोत्सव की जय. निताई गौर.